The world is a strange and mysterious place. There are many creatures yet to be discovered, and many more yet to be scientifically described. These creatures are known as cryptids. There's a glamour around cryptids, a mystique, if you will. Everyone knows dragons, werewolves, the Loch Ness Monster. So, in the coming weeks, I'll be doing a deep dive into the many creatures found in the folklore of cultures all around the globe. Hi, this is not one of my normal videos. But still, watch it, because that would be nice of you. To give some context, at the beginning of the school year, we were told to pick a topic and then make a project on that topic. I chose cryptozoology, and I chose to make YouTube videos on the subject. I'm writing this script and recording this video on April 11th. I have 35 days of school left when I was given the whole school year to do this. Why did I wait this long? But today I'll be indulging y'all on some of the mythological beasts supposedly discovered and recounted by the people of North America, from Bigfoot to the Wendigo to Mothman and several more. Potentially. Hi. Yeah. It's me from editing. Yeah, it's only 3 cryptids. I have to do 2 more videos in the future about Africa and Oceania, or however you pronounce it. I don't know. Is it Oceania? 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 I don't know. Tell me how to pronounce it, please. I don't want to be disrespectful. But, starting off, it's the staple of American Pacific Northwest merchandise, the mighty Sasquatch. Also called Bigfoot, it is a supposed ape-like creature said to inhabit the forests of North America. Many dubious articles have been offered in attempts to prove the existence of Bigfoot, including anecdotal claims of visual observations, as well as alleged video and audio recordings, photographs, and casts of large footprints. Some are known or admitted hoaxes. Tales of wild, hairy humanoids exist throughout the world, and such creatures appear in the folklore of North America, including the mythologies of indigenous people. Bigfoot is somewhat of an icon within the fringe subculture of cryptozoology and an enduring element of popular culture. And yes, I did get most of that from the Wikipedia page. I'll make sure to list my sources in the description. The name Bigfoot was first used to describe this monster in 1958 after a logging company bulldozer operator discovered a large set of 16-inch long humanoid footprints sunk deep inside some mud. Upon informing his co-workers, many claimed to have seen similar tracks on previous job sites, as well as telling of odd incidents such as an oil drum weighing 450 pounds having been moved without explanation. The logging company men soon began utilizing the term Bigfoot to describe the mysterious culprit. While many people do seem to believe that Bigfoot is real, there has been no recorded conclusive proof confirming its existence, firmly placing it in the realm of cryptids. Getting away from the hairy wild men, we're on to something much more grotesque. Introducing my favorite cryptid, the Wendigo. The Wendigo is a supposedly mythological evil spirit from the cultures of Algonquin-speaking Native Americans. The Wendigo is characterized by long, spindly, sometimes humanoid features and incredible hunger for human flesh. Yeah, he's a cannibal. They're a cannibal, I guess. I don't know what gender they are. I don't judge. They can be whatever they want, including a cannibal. I mean, I guess human is an acquired taste. Hey, I'm not judging. They can eat what they want. The Wendigo is known to invoke feelings of insatiable greed and hunger, the desire to cannibalize other humans, as well as the inclination to commit murder in those that fall under its influence. The Wendigo is part of the traditional belief system of a number of Algonquin-speaking peoples, including the Ojibwe, I don't know how to pronounce that, and I'm not going to attempt it either, so I'm not rude, so I'll just put it up on the screen, the word, the Cree, the Naskapi, and the Innu. Although descriptions can vary somewhat, common to all these cultures is the view that the Wendigo is a malevolent, cannibalistic, supernatural being. They were strongly associated with winter, the north, coldness, famine, and starvation. In some cultures, a human overwhelmed with greed and or cannibalistic desires can turn into a Wendigo. In others, the only way to become a Wendigo is to become a cannibal. And I feel I should mention this due to some previous movies on the subject and SCP-939, I think, which I think SCP-939 is the Wendigo skull. If not, I'll put which one is the Wendigo skull, or just say if I'm right or not, like up on the screen right now. But there are no historical reports of it having the skull or antlers of a deer, from what I could find out. While the Wendigo is a fictional entity, as far as we know, there is an actual mental illness who shares a name with the mythical figure. Wendigo psychosis is a form of psychosis characterized by an intense craving for human flesh or the fear of becoming a cannibal. In some Native American communities, other symptoms such as insatiable greed and destruction of the environment are also thought to be symptoms of Wendigo psychosis. I'm sorry, but we have to move on. Now we're going to talk about Mothman. Also called the Birdman or the Winged Man, the Mothman is a humanoid entity reportedly seen in the small town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, in 1966 and 1967. The Mothman was introduced to a wider audience by professional oddball Gray Barker, a UFO enthusiast, in 1970, and was then further popularized by John Keel's 1975 book, The Mothman Prophecies. The book was later adapted into an, albeit mediocre, horror movie in 2002 starring Richard Gere. On to some Mothman history. On November 15th, 1966, two young couples from Point Pleasant, Roger and Linda Scarberry, and Steve and Mary Mallet, or Mallette, I'm not sure, but it's one of those two, I would assume, told police they saw a large gray creature whose eyes glowed red when the car's headlights picked it up. They described it as a large flying man with 10-foot wings, following their car while they were driving in an area outside of town known as the TNT area, the site of a former World War II munitions plant. Now, I wasn't there, so take my opinions as a grain of salt, but it was probably just paranoia from being around a former World War II munitions plant. If I were there late at night, I would be on the lookout for monsters. But hey, that's me. During the next few days, people reported similar creatures, from a large bird with red eyes to something known as a shite poke, whatever that is. Its eyes supposedly glowed like bicycle reflectors, according to a local resident. In 2016, WCHS-TV, a news company working out of Charleston, West Virginia, published a photo purported to be of the Mothman taken by an anonymous man while driving on Route 2 in Mason County, West Virginia. Science writer Sharon A. Hill had this to say about the photo: a bird, perhaps an owl, carrying a frog or snake away, and wrote that there is zero reason to suspect it as the Mothman as described in legend. There are too many far more reasonable explanations. I will now only call the Mothman the shite poke, because it's funny. Here's where we end today's video. We talked about three cryptids: Bigfoot, the Wendigo, and the Mothman. Fear not, as two more similar videos will be coming in within the next 7 weeks, as that's what I have to do. Otherwise I fail the class. Bye!